Hi there. Welcome to ULEAD podcast. I am your host, Tina Madeline. Thank you so much for pressing play. Thank you so much for making us your podcast of choice. Whether you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast streaming platform, or you're watching us on YouTube, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, comment, and let us know if this information of this podcast has been helpful to you and your team. So we're just going to get right into this episode. So we just came off a couple of episodes where we were talking about the role of trust in the leadership relationships, basically. And right in this episode, we're going into something new, and it's based on a question that was asked at the Leadership Summit last year in 2023. And this question, I was not surprised when this question was asked, because it reminded me of a kind of space that I was in a couple of years ago. And that is, the question was asked, and it was, how do I influence change as a young person in an organization? Right. And as a new team member or an employee, you have a unique perspective. When you join a company, or when you join a ministry, or when you join a team, you have a unique perspective. You're coming in with fresh eyes. You're seeing everything being done, and sometimes you have questions. Sometimes you're wondering, how things are happening, and you're seeing things, and you think that can be done better. That's not the right way to do it. We can reach more people in this way. Maybe you've entered a new ministry, and maybe the youth group is a bit on the low side, and you're like, things could be done better. We could change, the way we do our services. We could change this, we could change that. You have all these suggestions, you have all these ideas, and they are great. Why? Because you have a unique perspective. You're coming in with fresh eyes and fresh vision. Sometimes this fresh perspective is even accompanied by ideas for the organization to do things better or more effectively. But here's something that you need to know. Not every idea is going to be a good idea, and not every idea is going to be applicable in the context that you'll find yourself in. And so today, I'm basically going to give you 3 things that you might be able to implement if you find yourself as a young person, a young leader who has entered a new organization. You're starting a new job, and you're seeing the way things are done, and you're saying, I want to implement change, because this is a lot of young people, because we have so much zeal, we have so much energy, we have ideas, we want to do things this way, we want to make church more youthful, we want to come and change the dress code, we want to have youth services where we just blow out and we have so much fun, and we reach out to other young people, and you have ideas. You're more technologically savvy. You want to do marketing in a different way. So you have all these ideas, and you want them to be implemented. And sometimes as young people, we fail to have the patience to see things through, right? To see things done. We want things done right here and right now. I have an idea. It's a good idea. Let's do it. That's the amount of energy sometimes that we have as young leaders. So I want to give you 3 ways in which you can kind of implement your ideas, or bring up your ideas to the leadership that you find yourself under. And I hope these will work for you. At least one of them should work for you. And when this question was asked at the summit, my first answer was, just chill out. Okay, I understand, but just chill out and observe. So what you want to do is before you try to implement change, you first need to learn the systems that are there, right? So you need to sit and you need to observe the way that things are done. Right. So let's get into those 3 things. Number 1 is be curious. And I think I just kind of preempted that. And that is, be curious. As you're putting forth your ideas, ask yourself and ask those around you why things are being done the way that they are. Your curiosity must outweigh your judgment. right? And what do we mean by this? What I mean is you need to ask yourself why things are done in certain ways, because you don't know the system that you have entered. Maybe they've even tried doing things the way that you want to suggest that they do them, and they've seen that within the context that they're in, it doesn't work. Within the context of the people of their target audience, it doesn't work. They have to do things a certain way. And maybe it is true, you're coming with a fresh idea and it's a good idea and they might want to implement it, and it might be a game-changing idea, but still you need to sit down and you need to see why things are being done, why the system that is existing in that company, in that organization, in that church, right? And then number 2, and this is one that is that will need your effort. It will need you to be committed to the ideas that you have, and that is submit a paper. Yeah, I know a lot of people probably don't like that one because it involves a lot of work. But why? Why are we saying some? And what is in this paper? Number 1, you need to describe the problem that you have seen. You need to present your analysis of the problem and of the context. You need to propose a solution to that problem, and then you need to project the expected results of having implemented the solution that you're putting forth. And this does a lot of things. It's a way for you to process also, because when you're going through the compiling of this paper, you're going through the process of actually digesting and familiarizing yourself. You're doing your research. You're not just spitting forth ideas, but you're actually doing your research. You're getting to learn the people. You're getting to learn the systems. You're getting to learn the stakeholders. You're getting to learn everything, right? And then also another benefit of it is when you take that paper to your leader and you give it to them, they see that this young person is committed, this young person actually cares. Because when you're compiling a paper, it takes a lot of care, right? So they'll see that this person actually cares, this person is committed, they're hardworking, and they have ideas that work. Whether that idea is then taken up or shut down, or sometimes slated for a later date, it shows the type of person that you are to your leader. And you want to present yourself as that, as a person who is hardworking and is willing to do the work to get things done. And number 3, it is build a reputation. Develop trust in your abilities. So you need to get your fellow team members to trust you. You need to get your boss, your leader, your pastor to trust you as well. You need to perform well, participate, and work with the team, work with others. All right, work with others. So you need to build a reputation. The Bible says that a good name is far greater than silver or gold. So you need to develop and build a reputation. Work with others. So the reason why I keep on saying that is because sometimes we enter and within the first week we're already like, we should be doing this, we shouldn't be doing that, we should be doing that instead, right? We should be doing this instead. And it's like, I don't know if you've ever worked with someone who's like fire, and they're ready to run before they've even studied the situation. They're already ready to go forth and just break down the wall. And it's like, no, calm down, get people to know you first, right? Get to know the people that you're working with as well. Get to know the situation, get to know your leader, get to know the way that your leader appreciates being communicated to, right? The way in which they prefer to be communicated with. And so that when you do eventually present your ideas, you are coming in with a strategy that works, right? So a strategy that works for the team, a strategy that works for the organization, a strategy that works for your leader, and a strategy that will eventually bring forth positive results, right? So those are the 3 things. And when you build a reputation, another thing, when you build your reputation, you actually establish influence. And leadership, like we said before, is influence. So you want to be able to influence your leader, you want to be able to influence your fellow team members, even if you don't have the position of leadership. Because like we said, positional leadership falls way below actually having influence. Influence and position are not synonymous, right? They don't necessarily go hand in hand. But when you build a reputation where your team members can trust you and you trust them and you have influence over them, then you are able to even present your ideas and they will be actually listened to, because that's what you want. You want people to take the time to actually listen to you and digest your ideas and envision them actually coming to pass. And so that's a very short episode for you, where we're saying, where I'm talking to the young leaders who have ideas, a new employee, you're coming in hot, and you want to change everything. Change is good, but it must be paced. Right. So thank you so much for tuning in. If this has helped you, if you're in a situation like that, where you're new, you're fired up, you have plenty of ideas and you just want them to be implemented and executed, DM us and let us know how that journey has been for you. Let us know if you've tried out any of the 3 things that I have suggested to you, and let us know how that has worked out for you. So thank you so much for tuning in. This is ULEAD Podcast. I am Tina Madeline. Now go out and be the leader that you are called to be. Bye.